Now on 4 News Now at 6, 4 U of I students are dead and the Moscow police are saying very little. We have in-depth coverage on how the community is responding to their deaths and where they grew up in our area.
We're heading into the second week of unseasonably cold weather in the inland Northwest, and we are not going to be warming up anytime soon. But I will tell you about some changes that might impact your Thanksgiving travel plans in the First Alert forecast.
And emergency rooms across the country are filling up with RSV patients. What doctors say will stop the spread and ways to keep your children safe. You're watching 4 News Now at 6 o'clock.
The shock of 4 university students killed in Moscow, Idaho is reverberating throughout our community tonight. Take a look at this photo. It's one of the last that Kaylee Goncaves posted on her Instagram Saturday with the caption, "One lucky girl to be surrounded by these people every day."
You can see Kaylee here carrying her childhood friend on her shoulders. And she was also a fellow Lake City High graduate, Madison Mogen. Next to them are their friends and housemates, Ethan Chapin, who grew up in Western Washington but spent a lot of time at Priest Lake, and Xana Kernodle, a graduate from Post Falls High School.
With Moscow police saying very little tonight, rumors are starting to spread about how these students died and if there's still a killer on the run tonight.
We have in-depth coverage tonight. We start with Esther Bauer, who is live in Moscow with the latest on this investigation. Esther.
Well, there is so much to uncover in this tragedy, yet police are giving us very few answers into the death of these 4 students. Now, where I am here on Queen Road, police were going in and out of this home all day. We still do not know a suspected cause of death or if police have any idea who's responsible. So here's what we do know. Police were called to King Road on Sunday for reports of an unconscious person. When they arrived, they found 4 dead students and are investigating a homicide just a block away from campus. Those living near the home police are searching are shocked to see a tragedy of this magnitude unfold in Moscow.
Moved up here and I was like, this is just like an extra small town, like everyone knows everyone. And then all of a sudden this happened. I mean, it's sad because it's so close to Thanksgiving. I'm sure their families were excited to see them in about a week and a half.
Classes were canceled here on Monday, but numerous students were coming by the area throughout the day as questions mount in an apparent homicide before the holidays. Now, I've been here at this crime scene all day, and I want to break down some changes that I noticed. So early on, police really focused here on this home behind me, staying in the driveway and going in and out of the front door. As the hours went on, they really spread out their resources. I watched police searching through dumpsters, looking through bushes, just really hunting for answers we're all waiting for. Reporting live in Moscow tonight, Esther Bauer, 4 News Now.
Esther, thank you. The University of Idaho canceled classes today to honor the students who died.
And we're learning many students have packed up and returned home following these events. 4 News Now's Jordan Smith continues our team coverage tonight with the university's response.
Well, Kirsten, as a former student here who spent many years in Moscow, the reason so many people fall in love with this community is because it's safe and it's fun. Events like this do not happen here. Now the community is heartbroken, having lost 4 members of the Vandal family. The community, however, the university rather, is doing what they can to assist students in any way possible.
It was a solemn day here in Moscow, a campus ordinarily packed with students and energy, quiet and empty. Many trying to process this tragedy.
This is a truly horrific situation.
Dean Blaine Eccles sharing his emotions on the situation.
My heart breaks for the families and the friends of the victims involved. The Vandal family stands with them in this horrific time.
In a community so close-knit, the impact of these deaths is being felt all across campus, especially on Greek Row. Many students packing their cars and heading home in the wake of the nightmare unfolding off of King Street.
We're going to support students in whatever manner they need to navigate through this. If they need to return home, we're going to support them in doing that first and foremost.
They also offered drop-in counseling sessions at the Student Union building today, with counselors standing by, ready to assist any student.
And they can also go over to our counseling center. We've cleared schedules to make sure our students have ready access for that support.
They've also made available a 24-hour line for students to reach help anytime they need it. Dean Eccles telling me they're doing everything they can for students, stressing that if they need anything at all, don't be afraid to reach out.
My one piece of advice is communicate. Let us know. Reach out to us. Reach out to your faculty. You will receive a caring support in response.
And the school is organizing a vigil. That's going to be 5 o'clock on Wednesday. That's going to be held at the admin lawn. And guys, we'll be tracking the very latest developments on this story and keep you updated as we learn them. Reporting from Moscow tonight, I'm Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Jordan, thank you. Students at the University of Virginia are also mourning the loss of 3 of their classmates who were shot and killed. The university was under a shelter-in-place order for about 12 hours as police searched for the alleged shooter, Christopher Jones Jr. Jones, a UVA student and former football player, is said to have opened fire on a bus full of students on campus. All 3 who were killed were members of the school's football team. As of now, police have not released a motive as students and families try to make sense of this tragedy.
Please reach out to each other and lend each other an ear and a shoulder, even if virtually.
Across the inland Northwest, we're getting temperatures around 10 degrees below average.
Yeah, if there's ice in your neighborhood, it's probably sticking around. Let's get over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker with your first alert forecast.
No, there's been no melting at my house for the past week, even though temperatures have gotten just above freezing. This time of year, temperatures right now are in the mid-20s in Spokane. It's 28 in Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, and Bonners Ferry. 25 right now in Pullman and 29 in Omak. Right around the Spokane area, we're seeing temperatures primarily in the 20s and low 30s. We'll be headed to overnight lows tonight, once again in the teens. We're cooling down very quickly right now thanks to clear skies across the region. However, the low clouds and fog will begin developing again by tomorrow morning, and it will be a fairly gray start to the day. We're getting used to that, and without the northeasterly breeze that we had today, may stay socked in with the low clouds and fog through the afternoon. That's going to have an impact on our temperatures. High tomorrow in the mid-30s. That is 10 degrees below average. Temperatures we are starting to get acclimated to, I would think, after a week. There's more cold weather to show you in the 7-day forecast, but also some big changes for Thanksgiving week. I'll have an early first to look at that in your 7-day outlook. Aaron?
Something everyone's looking forward to. Thank you, Chris. A common respiratory illness is pushing emergency rooms to their limits across the country. How local hospitals are holding up and how to lower the chances of your kids getting sick. That's coming up.
And Seattle Mariners have one of the best young players in the league. But coming up after the break, find out what's the latest piece of hardware Julio Rodriguez is bringing home.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Save your greed!
The doctor will see you now.
But do they really? Do they see that crick in your neck? That ache in your heart? Will they see that funny little thing that wasn't there last year? The new bounce in your step? The way your retinal scan connects to your blood sugar? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you.
If you have a vehicle you no longer need, you can give it new purpose through Union Gospel Mission. Simply go to ugmmotors.org or call 509-327-HELP to schedule a pickup. Your donation gives people like Tyler food, shelter, job training, and the opportunity for a whole new life. Be a driver of change. Donate your vehicle to Union Gospel Mission.
What is a jewelry design center? It's a diamond superstore, a center for engagement rings, wedding bands, and anniversary rings, a showroom with unique creations as well as award-winning designers, a fun, comfortable, no-pressure place where you are free to make big, small, or even no decisions at all. We are not your average jewelry store. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life.
It's time to replace your old tub with a new shower, but you don't want the hassle or the worry of getting it finished. You just want to pick a style and relax, knowing that it'll be wonderful when it's done. Is that too much to ask? No, actually it's not. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,250 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. all your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
Well, last month, the Seattle Mariners broke their 21-year playoff drought, and today, the young sensation who helped them get there was recognized as the league's best, as Julio Rodriguez was named the American League Rookie of the Year.
And he joins some elite company within the Mariners organization to win that award. And Alex Crescenti is here. And Alex, this doesn't really come as a big surprise for a lot of people.
No, we knew this was coming for a while now, but when Julio, whenever he took the field this season, every night it was the power at the plate and the dynamic play in the outfield, and we knew that he was the odds-on favorite to win the award for a few months now, honestly. And just a while ago, he found out the news surrounded by his friends and family, and just look what it means to him with them just celebrating all around. The 21-year-old kid from the Dominican Republic, and it was almost a unanimous decision as he received 29 of the 31st place votes. And the numbers this season, well, they back it up to say the least. He finished the season with a .284 batting average, .509 slugging percentage, with 28 home runs, 25 stolen bases, and 25 doubles, becoming just the third player under the age of 21 since 1990 to do so. Rodriguez also becomes the fifth Mariner to win the Rookie of the Year award, with Kyle Lewis being the last in 2020. And on top of all that, Julio just signed a nice little extension with Seattle that could pay him up to $470 million. So, you know, we may have all lost the Powerball last week, but he certainly won there. And, you know, it's safe to say that the city and the organization have a star for the next at least decade. And the only question is, will he be able to deliver a World Series? Certainly hope so, you know. We'll see.
Yeah, you can always hope.
You know, you got to the playoffs. It's baby steps, baby steps.
I like it. I like where you're going.
Credit where credit's due. Thank you, Alex.
With the help of some late-day sunshine, we climbed above freezing today in Spokane. Got up to 36 degrees, an improvement over yesterday, but 43 is our average high, and our temperatures are going back down as we head into the end of the work week. I'll let you know what to expect after the break.
Tonight on ABC.
I know this is the first time you're talking about January 6th.
Mike Pence, David Muir.
They were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." What does that say about the president?
The ABC News Special, tonight at 10/9 Central on ABC.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fairway Floor.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday!
Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $12, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
I seem to be having a problem with my heat. It seems to be making this sound.
Oh, no worries. We can certainly take care of that for you. At Mainstream Heating and Cooling, we speak your language.
Healthy communities need more than health care. This is MultiCare. We're here for you.
This winter, meet the heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Season of Performance.
This winter, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
WeatherTech gift cards have the power to wow everyone on your holiday list, offering a variety of American-made products.
WeatherTech, nice.
Like floor liners, cargo liner, tablet holder, boot tray, cup phone, sink mat, pet feeding system, anti-fatigue comfort mat, and more. Order the WeatherTech gift card instantly for the perfect gift at WeatherTech.com.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the limited time Hog Heaven pizza for just $12.99 at papamurphys.com.
Managed to see a little bit of sunshine this afternoon as we get deeper into the fog season. That is always a treat. Here's a look at our low clouds and fog right now on the satellite, socked in western Montana and the lower Columbia Basin, also through the Okanagan area. We'll see the low clouds and fog redeveloping through the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area late tonight as well. And it looks like tomorrow it is going to be a grayer day. Fog and low clouds developing tonight, 19 for an overnight low. We're cooling down very rapidly with the clear skies that we're experiencing presently. Some clearing tomorrow afternoon, high temperature of 33, and this temperature will largely depend on how much clearing we get. Yesterday when we were socked in, didn't even get, well, we topped out at 30 degrees. A little bit of sunshine today. We're up into the mid-30s, so that temperature can vary based on just some little microphysics of the atmosphere and how much clearing we can expect. On our satellite, on the big picture, it's a big old ridge of high pressure producing a very stagnant air mass over the inland northwest. There is one little plot twist coming in for Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Right now we are on the eastern flank of this ridge, a cold front dropping down the jet stream as we get into late Wednesday may bring some mountain snow to the region. It is also going to bring a reinforcing shot of cold air. So our coldest weather of the week looks like it is going to hold off until Thursday and Friday behind this front. And then we go into a cold weekend before we see some more substantial changes in our weather pattern. Overnight lows tonight will be down in the teens in many locations, only 9 in Winthrop, 19 in Spokane and St. Mary's, 23 in Pullman. Our high temperatures tomorrow will be in that 10-degree below average range, 33 in Spokane, 30s pretty much everywhere. Lewiston, one of the only exceptions, with a high of 41. Now your 7-day forecast. We bring in that chance of mountain snow late on Wednesday. That will help clear out the low clouds and fog when that cold front comes through, but it's also going to usher in some very cold weather with overnight lows. The lowest readings of the season so far will be in the mid-teens. Then there's this chance of snow popping up on Monday. Right now it looks like a slight chance, but there appears to be some bigger changes coming to our weather pattern as we head into the busy Thanksgiving travel forecast, and it does include some heavy mountain snow. I'll give you a first alert on what to expect in the next half hour. Aaron?
Chris, thank you. Tonight, the Washington Hospital Association says emergency rooms have hit capacity.
They're calling on the community to help slow the spread now. Vanessa Perez is here in studio with how you can keep your family safe.
Health leaders say it can be confusing and scary for parents navigating this. They want parents to bring children who are truly sick to the ER, but it shouldn't be your first stop. They say pediatric patients are overwhelming an already strained hospital system.
Really terrified about what this can look like a month from now.
The flu and RSV are sending children to the hospital at rates not seen before.
I don't think folks get this. I think people are so tired from COVID and they don't understand the urgency of what we're talking about. We need to flatten this RSV curve, and we need to think proactively about flattening the influenza curve because we are out of beds and parents are coming in just so confused.
Health leaders urge parents to stay up to date with your child's vaccinations. Contact your child's doctor if you see them working hard to breathe.
Sometimes you can see muscles move in the rib cage, nasal flaring, just breathing hard and fast. Sometimes it can be a persistent nighttime cough that's getting worse and worse. And then a real telltale sign in the little ones are just not eating, drinking, feeding as well, and less energy.
Providence Sacred Heart is running over capacity. The emergency room is taking the brunt of the surge.
Really trying to manage the sickest of the sick kids and sort of balancing that with how we can use other resources.
It's pulled in a reserve area over at the adult hospital to extend care to more children. Kootenai Health in Coeur d'Alene, the pediatric unit is pretty much filled with children suffering from respiratory illnesses.
We are concerned that we're just starting to see this. We've been watching the news in regards to the rest of the nation, and they have been seeing spikes, and we knew it was headed this way, but it is early.
Health leaders say to keep your child home if they're sick. Also, be cautious with the Thanksgiving holiday coming up. Keep in mind, we do see this virus every year, but it did come early this time, which experts believe could be due to COVID isolation. Live in studio, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
Vanessa, thank you. An apartment fire in Spokane left one woman dead over the weekend. We'll show you some of the damage and ways you can reduce fire risks at your house.
And a meeting of two world powers. What was discussed during President Biden's meeting with the president of China and how they plan on cooling tensions between the two countries next on 4 News Now at 6.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Get exactly what you want. Wendell Ford is ready to help you find that vehicle you've been wanting to buy. Built for you. F-150, Bronco, Bronco Sport, Explorer, Mach-E, and Maverick. Here's how it works. Make a list of options you want. Wendell will work with you on financing to fit your budget. And then we will order the vehicle of your dreams or select from current inventory. Get exactly what you want. Built for you. Wendell Ford at the Y. Drive for generations.
Thanks to you, we have collected thousands of coats during this year's Coats for Kids campaign. The coats have now been cleaned thanks to Alsco and are ready for distribution. If you know a child in need of a warm winter coat, go to kxly.com/coatsforkids to find a distribution location near you.
A special thanks to Albertsons Safeway for sponsoring Coats for Kids. Their dedication to this community will keep thousands of kids warm this winter. Stop by an Albertsons or Safeway and say thanks.
Tomorrow, Sir Elton John, he invited Robin into his home.
So great to see you.
Right before his final performances on the Yellow Brick Road Tour.
I've got goosebumps now thinking about it.
It's the interview. Well, you have to see. Only on
Good Morning America! Ta-da!
Providence has been focused on meeting the needs of the community for over 160 years. And we are honored to bring you top-rated Medicare Advantage coverage. Providence plans start at just $0 and include dental, hearing, and vision. Experience the difference of a community of care, united by compassionate coverage. Providence, join us as we make communities stronger by building true health together.
Don't turn to that crutch in life that you think is going to get you by, but it's ultimately going to take over your life. When you go from being a productive member of society to not having changed your clothes in a month, not knowing the last time you bathed, and feeling worthless. You have worth. There is hope.
Create a winter retreat in your own backyard with a new hot tub or swim spa from Country Homes Power. Now is the best time to take advantage of factory discounts and special financing so you can soak, relax, and save all winter. Visit Country Homes Power today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Ace Hardware.
Former Vice President Mike Pence is speaking out. In an exclusive sit-down interview with David Muir, Mr. Pence directly criticizes former President Donald Trump, calling his actions during the January 6th Capitol attack, quote, reckless.
The full interview airing tonight comes a day before Mr. Trump is expected to announce he's running for office. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has more from Washington.
And you're learning that
in his first network television interview since the deadly January 6th Capitol attack, former Vice President Mike Pence taking aim at his former boss. Sitting down with ABC World News Tonight anchor David Muir, Pence calling former President Trump's words that day reckless.
It was clear he decided to be part of the problem.
Several of the rioters threatened Pence's life as they tried to stop him from the ceremonial duty of certifying the 2020 election results. Pence detailing the scene at the Capitol that day in his new book, So Help Me God.
over the course of several hours, you spoke with the acting defense secretary, you spoke with the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Milley.
I did.
You spoke with the acting Attorney General, Jeff Rosen, with the Chief of Capitol Police. Where was the president in all this?
David, I was at the Capitol. I wasn't at the White House.
And when you learned later that he was watching all this unfold on TV?
I can't account for what the president was doing that day. I was at a loading dock in the Capitol where a riot was taking place.
But why wasn't he making these calls?
That'd be a good question for him.
The criticism of Trump mounting as scores of candidates he backed in the midterm elections have been defeated.
Donald Trump has a lot of blame being cast toward him for the way that the midterms turned out for Republicans. And Mike Pence, in a sense, is piling on at a critical moment. We know that he has his own ambitions.
Tomorrow in Florida, former President Trump is expected to announce his third consecutive bid for the White House. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
And again, you can watch the exclusive interview right here on 4 News Now. That's happening at 10 o'clock. Around the world tonight, President Biden and the Chinese president held their first face-to-face meeting discussing tensions over Taiwan, trade, and Ukraine, both of them signaling they're open to cooling heightened tensions between the two countries.
Share responsibility, in my view, to show that China and the United States can manage our differences, prevent competition from becoming anything ever near conflict, and to find ways to work together on urgent global issues.
Both agreed a nuclear war should never be fought in Ukraine. The president calling the conversation candid and blunt, saying he raised concerns about China's violation of human rights and aggression towards Taiwan. Those tensions had been on full display in August after House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan, and Beijing responded by ramping up military drills.
I absolutely believe there need not be a new Cold War, and I do not think there's any imminent attempt on the part of China to invade Taiwan. And I made it clear that our policy on Taiwan has not changed at all.
The White House says the Secretary of State will travel to China to follow up on today's conversation.
Legal trouble keeps piling up for President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. A federal appeals court panel agreed to a preliminary injunction putting the program on pause while the lawsuit plays out in court. This ruling comes a few days after another federal judge blocked the program as unlawful. The Biden administration is planning on fighting both rulings.
4 University of Idaho students dead at a home nearby campus. Coming up, the stories of the lifelong childhood friends and their deaths shaking our community.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word. I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting. I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
This could be the view out of your office window. Link Transit, serving the picturesque communities of Wenatchee, Leavenworth, Chelan, and many more, is looking for drivers to join our team on some of the most beautiful routes in all of Washington. Link Transit coach operators enjoy full family benefits, paid CDL training, a state-of-the-art fleet, and the satisfaction of being part of a progressive, community-minded team. If you like this view, Link has a seat for you. The next operator training starts soon. Apply today at linktransit.com.
Oh, life, we have faith that this foe can be conquered. We promise to focus our best minds on making you well. Be brave. Be hopeful. You couldn't be in better hands. Providence, we see the life in you.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a matching air conditioner with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free AC from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
This year, one of the fun new trends in flooring is to put it on your walls to create an exciting new look and turn a boring room into an eye-popping masterpiece.
Plus, check out our moisture-resistant laminates for any room in your home.
Next, ET.
You're really in the trenches and you really don't know what is going to happen.
We're in Hollywood for Christina Applegate's big honor and her Married with Children reunion. Then,
tired, tacky wench, clean.
only ETs with Oscar winner turned Swiftie Laura Dern.
We had an extraordinary time.
Plus, Ralphie, then, and now. We're with Peter Billingsley on his return to A Christmas Story. Next, ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
4 students from the University of Idaho are dead, but very little is known other than it is being investigated as a homicide.
We have reached out multiple times to Moscow police. They are saying very little to our reporters on the scene and our newsroom. We have heard rumors about how these students were killed, but here's what we know for sure tonight. Police received a call around noon on Sunday about an unconscious person. And when officers arrived at the home on King Road, they found the bodies of Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Kaylee Goncalves.
Investigators say there's no active threat in the community. No word yet on how the students were killed or if the victims might have known their attacker. We currently have 3 crews in Moscow searching for answers, and we will update you when we learn more.
There's still a lot we don't know about the University of Idaho homicide that took the lives of those 4 students yesterday.
Emily Bloom explains what we know about the students so far. Emily.
Yeah, we're starting to learn more about the 4 students who lost their life yesterday. They all grew up in North Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, Rathdrum, and Priest Lake. And the 4 students, clearly very close friends.
Kaylee Goncalves was a 21-year-old senior from Rathdrum who graduated from Lake City High, majoring in general studies in the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. The second victim and Lake City High graduate, Madison Mogen, was 21 years old. She was a senior from Coeur d'Alene also, majoring in marketing and in the College of Business and Economics. These 2 lifelong childhood friends. Coeur d'Alene schools put out a statement today reading in part, "The loss of our graduates, Kaylee and Madison, is heartbreaking. We joined the University of Idaho in mourning the tragic loss of all 4 students." Ethan Chapin was a 20-year-old freshman, a member of the Sigma Chi fraternity. He was majoring in recreation, sport, and tourism management in the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences. Originally from Mount Vernon, Washington, growing up, his family spent time at Priest Lake. Xana Kernodle, a 20-year-old junior from Post Falls, was majoring in marketing in the College of Business and Economics and a member of the Pi Beta Phi sorority. Xana posted a photo to social media just 2 weeks ago, wishing Ethan a happy birthday, a caption including, "Life is so much better with you in it. Love you." Mad Greek, a restaurant in the heart of downtown Moscow, shared this tweet today. They said in part, "Maddie and Xana have been servers here for several years and brought so much joy to our restaurant and all those they encountered. Mad Greek has closed their doors for the day to process and grieve the loss of these students."
This is a story that we're going to be following very closely, and as we learn more, we'll keep you up to date. Reporting in studio, Emily Bloom, 4 News Now.
Emily, thank you. An apartment fire near Browns Addition over the weekend killed a woman. Nobody else was hurt. The fire happened on West Pacific Avenue and South Spruce Street. New at 6:30, Peter Choice shows us the damage and explains some simple things you can do to reduce fire risk at home.
Guys, this is the aftermath of an apartment fire that killed a woman Saturday morning. Investigators are working to figure out how the fire started. As a fire official say, there are simple things you can do for your safety at home.
Fire trucks and crews filled West Pacific Avenue Saturday morning because of the heavy fire from the back of the apartment building.
PD made initial entry into the apartment and pulled the victim out.
Fire officials say the victim died at the scene, and the cause of the fire is still unknown.
Well, we can't rule out cooking or smoking as potential causes of the fire.
The fire marshal says, however, cooking is one of the common fire hazards. People need to be more cautious about kitchen fires as Thanksgiving approaches.
So if you're cooking or sautéing or braising or doing active cooking on the stove and you get a phone call or something, make sure you turn the burner off or take what you're cooking off the burner until you can can get your attention back to the stove.
For smoking, though, double-checking your cigarette is a must, even when there's a snow on the ground.
Put them out in planter pots or that type of thing, or a can or a bottle, as those materials build up in those containers, and it just takes one time to not get one of those put out, and it'll start that whole container of butt material, smoking materials on fire.
Fire officials remind everyone to check their smoke detectors.
They should be checked monthly. If you don't have a 10-year lithium-ion battery in it, they should be batteries should be replaced annually.
In Spokane, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Live look over downtown Spokane. The skies cleared out this afternoon, and that is allowing our temperatures to plummet. We are going to be down in the teens for overnight lows. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. Teens tonight, the low clouds and fog will redevelop by tomorrow morning, and I think we're going to see those low clouds lingering through most of the day. The possibility of some mountain snow on Wednesday, and then we have some big changes in our weather pattern coming next week, which I'm going to be talking about in just a few minutes in detail, help you make some Thanksgiving travel plans. Overnight lows tonight will be dropping down into the teens in Deer Park, Spirit Lake, through most of the downtown and Spokane International Airport area out toward Fairchild Air Force Base. Will be in the 20s as we get into Spokane Valley and heading toward Coeur d'Alene. Meanwhile, let's take a look at our lows across the entire region. Single digits in Winthrop, 20s in Pullman and Lewiston, also in the 20s in Ritzville and Moses Lake. In your Tuesday planner, the low clouds and fog linger through the first part of the day. Always the possibility of a little bit of sunshine in the afternoon, but the odds are against it. A high of 33 degrees. That's 10 degrees below average. There's warmer, wetter weather in the 8 to 14 day forecast. I'll let you know what to expect in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. We have some new details on that deadly canoe accident from Saturday. The names of the father and the 2 of the 3 sons on a fishing trip at the Columbia National Wildlife Refuge have been released by the Grant County Sheriff's Office. The bodies of 32-year-old Miguel Porfirio de Dios and his 6-year-old son Oliver were recovered yesterday afternoon. 8-year-old William was recovered on Saturday morning. The 10-year-old son swam to shore after the fishing canoe tipped over, waiting for 7 hours before family members found him. That's according to the Grant County Sheriff's Office. And the Sheriff's Office says he is now safe at home. For continued updates on this story, head to KXLY.com.
Students walked out of Ingram High School today, accusing Seattle Public Schools of lacking mental health resources. That's the same school where a 14-year-old shot and killed a fellow classmate last week. The students are pushing for millions in funding for school counselors and more safety measures like updated safe storage laws. As for the shooter, he has been charged with first-degree murder.
New tonight at 6:30, Amazon is set to lay off thousands of its corporate and technology employees. That's according to a new report from the New York Times. They say the cuts could come as soon as this week and will focus on Amazon's retail, human resources divisions, and devices organization, including the voice assistant Alexa. The cuts are in addition to a previously announced hiring freeze in Amazon's corporate workforce.
Former Washington State quarterback Jayden de Laura is making some headlines today after his comments about his previous team. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti has the breakdown of all the drama unfolding.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness. Every time you use your ICCU Premier Rewards Visa card, you're earning rewards. Whether it's cash back or points, being a member of Idaho Central really pays back. Start earning points and getting cash back for your everyday purchases. It's a win-win. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe life should be rewarding.
It's a prime-time Plinko party like you've never seen. Qualify in November and win a shot at Plinko cash at the Kootenai Casino in Bonners Ferry. And our Plinko party is just the beginning. Midweek room rates are just $109 for Kootenai Falls Lodge or $129 for a Riverview room. Both come with breakfast for 2. If you like parties and you like winning cash, book a getaway to the Kootenai Casino. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
Considering selling your RV? R&R wants it. Tired of paying storage fees? R&R needs it. Just don't use it anymore? R&R will buy it. Due to a critical shortage of pre-owned RVs, R&R RV is currently paying absolute top dollar for your used RV. Any year, any make, any model. Turn your RV into cash or flip it for a newer model. So if you no longer use it or want it, let R&R RV buy it. Visit the R&R RV Superstore in North Spokane or call Ryan at 509-244-5888.
With holidays right around the corner, Ironstone Furniture and Fire is offering discounts on all in-stock dining sets, along with simplicity, indulgence, and endless possibilities. So, when you're looking for dining at its best, visit Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
Why were this dad and his daughter pulled over by cops in the first hour of their vacation? Next, Inside Edition.
Pulled his gun out and held it at me and said, "You need to put your hands up."
It also happened to this woman.
Put your hands behind your back.
They didn't do anything wrong. What is going on here?
Step back, man, step back.
Then, Jeffrey Dahmer's father's lost interview. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
We have some changes coming in our long-range forecast. This ridge of high pressure has been with us in some form for about a week. It looks like it'll be around for about another week, and then we're going to see some more dramatic changes. Here's a look at our temperature trend over the next 7 days. It's more of the same. This white line is average. Our average high stays in the 40s through the 7-day forecast. We stay in the 30s, starting to show some signs of warming up by Monday of next week, and that is the trend going forward. Haven't had these dark oranges on the map since the summer. November 22nd through the 28th. The 24th is Thanksgiving, so warmer than average weather and wetter than average weather. Now, down in the valleys, that would likely equate to a rain-snow mix or just flat-out rain if it's warm enough. In the mountains, where a lot of people will be doing their traveling, that may mean some heavy snow. Now, here's a broader look on our forecast. We're starting off Monday, a week from today, at this time, 6 o'clock, and our jet stream no longer that ridge of high pressure. It's becoming more of a westerly flow. That's going to allow that slight chance of snow in on Monday. And then as we get into Wednesday, we start to see more of a southwesterly flow. That's our atmospheric river that brings in the heavy precipitation, and that might equate to a very difficult day of travel the day before Thanksgiving over the passes. Heavy snow, a possibility there. That southwesterly flow becomes even more pronounced as we get into Thanksgiving Day and Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Then we really start seeing our temperatures warm up. We may end up with I don't want to even think about some melting snow at our ski resorts, but this may turn into more of a rain-snow mix situation over the passes. Regardless, we have some changes coming in our weather pattern for next week, and we will be watching and timing these storms very carefully for you in the 4 News Now First Alert Weather app so you can make your plans. But we wanted to alert you now that it's not going to be an easy week like we have seen the past several days and we'll continue to see through the 7-day forecast. It's more valley fog and low clouds for the next couple of days. Cold morning lows, high temperatures about 10 degrees below average. Possibility of some mountain snow coming in Wednesday night and into Thursday with a backdoor cold front that's going to bring a reinforcing shot of cold, dry air as we get into Friday and Saturday. That will help clear out some of the low clouds and fog and allow our temperatures to drop into the mid-teens. Slight chance of snow coming on Monday, and then after that things really pick up. We're gonna shake up the weather and then put the weather team back to work. Aaron,
something to look forward to. Thank you, Chris. New tonight at 6:30. Chances are you have heard about postpartum depression, but postpartum anxiety also affects a lot of parents.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze explains what the signs of postpartum anxiety are and how to treat them.
As a new mom, Brianna Briscoe says she assumed it was normal to constantly worry about her daughter, Frankie.
I held her almost 24/7, like she was my existence.
More than a year after she was born, Brianna couldn't let Frankie out of her sight.
Physically, it was taking a toll on me. I would not sleep at night. I would just stare at her through the camera in her room.
Her anxiety becoming so severe, she was hospitalized.
I never could have imagined that throwing up and shaking and like nonstop thoughts racing in your head. And I never thought that that could be from anxiety ever.
It's very common to have impairing anxiety symptoms in the postpartum. In the United States, it's probably about somewhere between 10 and 20%. So that's a big part of the population.
Dr.
Right?
Lauren Osborne says there are several types of postpartum anxiety disorders, including generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD. She says one telltale sign of GAD is excessive worrying. Other symptoms can include nausea, muscle tension, or difficulty sleeping.
If the symptoms that you're having impair your ability to function, meaning your ability to take care of yourself, your ability to take care of the baby, your ability to have relationships with other people or perform your work, that's when it's impairing. That's when it becomes on the level of a disorder.
For some new parents, generalized anxiety disorder might not surface for weeks or even months until after their baby is born. Treatments can include behavioral therapy or antidepressants.
People have a lot of concern about not wanting to take medications, but it simply isn't true that you can't take medications and breastfeed.
Brianna says medication helped her breathe a sigh of relief.
Within 2 days, I felt normal. Well, my normal. I could think again, and I wanted to go out and do things, and it was just like a completely different person.
To learn more about postpartum anxiety or depression, don't hesitate to reach out to your own doctor. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
And another resource for new parents is Postpartum Support International at postpartum.net or their helpline. And that number is at the bottom of your screen, 1-800-944-4773.
Tonight, the David Muir exclusive.
I know this is the first time you're talking about January 6th.
Mike Pence, David Muir.
The president tweets, Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done.
For the first time, Pence on that day.
It was a direct reaction to the president's tweet. They were chanting, hang Mike Pence. What does that say about the president?
The ABC News special.
Do you believe that Donald Trump should ever be president again?
Tonight at 10/9 Central on ABC.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
There are a lot of ways to deal with a stubborn drain. Call us at Mainstream Plumbing. Our high-definition LED camera can go where no plumber's gone before, deep inside your sewer lines to find the root of the problem. Call 866-411-ZAP.
I don't like Dr. Powell.
She's a bad resident?
She's contrary.
I work with people I don't like all the time.
It's your job to teach me.
Stop talking.
No.
You're off the case.
The Good Doctor, new tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Is one casino really any better than the next? Well, at Northern Quest, we've got the largest gaming floor in the region. Not to mention the most slot titles, the most payouts, the largest selection of table games, the lowest minimum bets, the highest maximum bets, and a state-of-the-art sports book. So you tell us. Northern Quest. Yes, the best. Play daily to upgrade your sleigh with a new Porsche Cayenne on December 22nd.
This winter, meet the heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Season of Performance. This winter, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
People are stressed about money, and having a financial plan is the first step to kind of lifting that weight off your shoulders. Financial education is my way of giving back to the community by being able to help members in branch and getting the opportunity to go out into schools and teach kids about how to put themselves in a better position financially. There are many different ways that Numerica gives back to the community. Financial education is one of them.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
Kelly's all new. That's you, girl. Awful.
Weekdays at 4.
After he was fired for not getting a mandated vaccine, the former Washington State football coach is suing his former employer. Nick Rolovich was fired with cause last year, which means the university did not have to pay him the rest of his $2 million contract. Now, Rolovich says the university violated his religious freedom. He also named athletic director Pat Shunn and Governor Jay Inslee in the lawsuit. And Alex Crescenti is here. Alex, Rolovich also might be making an appearance at the next Cougs game this week. And it's coming up this weekend.
Yeah, that's right, Aaron. A bit of drama over the last 48 hours as the Cougs will take on their former quarterback, Jayden de Laura, and the Arizona Wildcats on Saturday morning down in Tucson. And you'll remember de Laura was named the Pac-12 Offensive Freshman of the Year in December 2021 and then entered the transfer portal less than a month later. And you think a guy who brought the Cougs their first Apple Cup in almost a decade and planted the flag on the Huskies logo would still have some love for his old squad. But no, apparently he still hasn't moved on from the breakup as he's delivered a bit of a warning after the Wildcats win over UCLA on Saturday night.
I would say when I was with their Roto, Coach Stutzman, and other guys that got fired, they kind of gave me the opportunity to grow and stay on the team with what I went through, and I appreciate that. And this game is this person.
And then to make things even stranger, the former Washington State head coach Nick Rolovich decided to weigh in today, asking if the game was sold out this weekend, seemingly insinuating that he's going to be in attendance to watch his former players. Rolovich was fired last season along with 4 other assistants for refusing that COVID-19 vaccine as mandated by the state of Washington. And then that brings us to current head coach Jake Dickert, who said in his introductory press conference last season that he wanted to build the offense around de Laura, making a pitch for him to stay. Of course, that didn't end up working out as Cam Ward transferred in, and a couple hours later, Jayden announced his departure. But today, he was asked about his former QB's comments and decided to take the high road, saying he's not a big believer in external motivators.
Washington State football and as a program, we're focused on what we need to do. Okay, because we just watched the tape, and there's a lot of things that we need to focus on to be better. Okay, and, you know, did you circle this game, Coach? No, I circle every game. Our team circles every game, right? It's the only opportunity that we have this week. We're not playing one individual. We're playing an Arizona team that's much improved.
And it won't be a Pac-12 after dark situation. However, as the Cougs and Wildcats will get things started bright and early, 11 a.m. our time, so right after breakfast. This will also be the first time Wazoo faces a former starting quarterback of theirs as they look to make it 3 wins in a row over the Wildcats and get to 7 wins before going into the Apple Cup less than 2 weeks. Aaron, Kirsten, send it back over to you.
Alex, thank you. It's about time to start planning your Thanksgiving meal, and if you're hosting, you might want to plan to spend a little more at the grocery store.
I'm not hosting.
No,
that's why I'm smiling. We've been talking about inflation for months, and it's not letting up in time for the holidays, unfortunately. Check out how much prices have gone up for popular Thanksgiving staples in just 1 year. If you're looking at your screen, you can see the popular ones. Some of these, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, are the largest ever annual price increases for October in recorded history. The record breakers are butter and margarine, flour, canned fruits, and frozen vegetables. Financial advisor John Maroney at Numerica says while inflation is outside of our control, budgeting and cutting back where it's needed isn't. He suggests buying what you can for Thanksgiving this week, and the earlier the better to avoid price increases and limited supply.
That week of Thanksgiving, a lot of that stuff can just be really expensive because everybody's looking for it, right? Or they're looking for the last little pieces to complete their meal. So that's another way that you can save.
Some other tips include substituting name brand items for generic. taking alcohol and certain side dishes completely out of your menu, or hosting a Friendsgiving-style feast where multiple people can contribute to the meal. For more tips on saving this Thanksgiving, including a list of local restaurants providing pre-made meals, if you'd rather save time in the kitchen, you can find this story on KXLY.com. Well, the best deals for holiday travel may have already passed. Travel experts now say it's likely the best deals for airfares and hotels have gone with travel prices on the rise now. Federal data shows that the cost of air travel in October was up 43% compared to last year. And shipping companies are already posting their deadlines to get holiday packages out the door. UPS, FedEx, and the Post Office are all saying the middle of December will be the deadline to ship before you have to start paying those higher rates.
And here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight. It's Bachelor in Paradise at 8 o'clock, followed by the exclusive interview with former Vice President Mike Pence at 10 o'clock.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
The Big 99.9 Coyote Country's Christmas Cash Giveaway. Just listen at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2, and 4 p.m. We'll give away $500 Christmas cash every Friday afternoon. The Big 99.9 Coyote Country.
Seed Suamps is how we say Coeur d'Alene in our own language. That means the discovered people, the ones who were found here. We were always here. We've never been anywhere else. We didn't come from somewhere else.
First and foremost, we need to take care of our employees, take care of our guests, take care of our tribe and our community.
We never give up on people. We always say, you know, you're part of the tribe, you're part of our family. We're gonna take care of you.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a matching air conditioner with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free AC from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
Get exactly what you want. Wendell Ford is ready to help you find that vehicle you've been wanting to buy. Built for you. F-150, Bronco, Bronco Sport, Explorer, Mach-E, and Maverick. Here's how it works. Make a list of options you want. Wendell will work with you on financing to fit your budget. And then we will order the vehicle of your dreams or select from current inventory. Get exactly what you want. Built for you. Wendell Ford at the Y. Drive for generations.
You didn't choose cat allergies, your hairline, or that thing when your knee just gives out for no reason. But you can choose your doctor who will care for all the things you didn't choose. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you.
Our family is all over the place sometimes, but ICCU helps us keep up with them. We use card control to turn on Olive's debit card when she needs to pay for activities.
And turn it off when she's shopping online.
We make sure Forrest is depositing his lawn mowing checks into his college fund. And we definitely make sure to ask Grandma Ivy where all those Zelle transfers come from. Phew, was a lot of keeping up. Ready for a break?
4 News Now is brought to you by Pawn One.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, 4 students were found dead near the University of Idaho campus. Our crews are in Moscow to bring you breaking updates on this tragedy. And what Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos says people should do to save money as his company prepares to lay off thousands of employees.
Temperatures through the 7-day forecast will be running about 10 degrees below average. There's a chance of some mountain snow Wednesday night into Thursday. Otherwise, dry conditions through most of the 7-day. Next week, though, another story.
Another story, and you're preparing people for holiday travel already. We know Kirsten's not hosting. Alex, Chris, are you guys getting your meals together?
I'm going to be right here.
I'll be
beautiful.
Yeah, I'll be here as well.
Hey, me too.
Oh.
Yeah, what a coincidence.
We'll microwave something together.
That sounds good.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.